It looked like Gilchrist fouled him. But Notre Dame is even after trailing by 12 with 12:42 left in this first half.
Oh, nice. They really, when they get it back to Cooley too. That is terrific basketball.
That's an example of a defender bodying up. Didn't use his arms, but used his body. And there are some in the game, myself included, that think on both ends of the floor, that's foul.
Well, the mission for Notre Dame, the next step for the program, is to make it at least to the tournament final. They've never been to the championship game at the Big East tournament. And Mike Bray has been for a couple of years now talking about let's make it to Saturday night. They've been to the semifinals on 4 occasions, including each of the last 2 years, trying to get back to the semifinals where the
wins, but you got to play this level of play every night. Yeah, it's got to be respected.
But the problem is, in the committee room, they look at every team as an independent. So they look at your schedule as if you were an independent. So it's basically who did you play and who did you beat. So if you beat the bottom of your conference and not the top, that's not going to be seen as sort of second in the Big East or fourth in the Big East, whatever it is.
I do understand, but leagues are different.
Yeah, but that should show up in your individual games won.
Colleton missed an open 3 as Notre Dame was bidding to take its first lead of the night. And South Florida, Joe Lunardi right now has them in the field as a number 12 seed in the NCAA.
Nice job. Shady to the middle with no help on the backside. Heads up play by Atkins.
Well, Atkins plays pretty low, but he can't get low enough to get his shoulders even with Anthony Collins. It's freaky how low he gets. They're about to shoot a bad shot.
He has to shoot it. Poland with Martin right in his face. And a nice play by Grant to tip it to Connaughton, who nearly threw it away, and it was rescued by Atkins. So another chance for their first lead of the night for the Irish. Aaron Grant, up shot, he made it.
He gets into those creases beautifully.
First lead of the night for Notre Dame. 14 straight points as USF's gone more than 6 minutes without scoring. It's hard to go on runs against a team that defends like they do.
Well, South Florida's defense is terrific, but Notre Dame's defense pretty darn good too.
You're right.
And last time these two teams played, it was Notre Dame that held South Florida to 49.
And for the year, Notre Dame's opponents are scoring under 62 points per game. And Mike Bray made that point to his team this week. So, people talk about their defense, but let's go out and show that we're every bit as good as they are defensively. Martin, well contested by Fitzpatrick. 7 minutes without points now for the Bulls.
I thought he could have gone to the little left jump hook there. Put a little distance, put his body between the defender.
Better job by Atkins to go over that little staggered ball screen.
Gilchrist tried to power in on Cooley, who again held his ground. Notre Dame still is not committed to foul 15 minutes into the game.
They ought to just have the players call their own fouls.
Now that guy's here, though.
Jack Cooley averaging 12.5 points per game. Last year just 3.7 points per game. The reason he was most improved in the Big East this year. He's coming off a monster game. Their last regular season game was Friday, and at home against Providence, he had 27 and 17 rebounds against the Friars.
Bounce back game for him in a lot of ways. You think Mike Bray, I know he's a great coach, asked Eric Atkins, how low can you go to negate this guy?
Will they score? Not that time from Gilchrist. You mentioned Notre Dame, the last team to play in this championship with a double bye. 11 teams have already been sent home. This is the 12th game of the tournament. But they played on Friday when they played Providence. The rest of the league played over the weekend, so they had even longer back to their last game. They had a scrimmage on Monday just to try to simulate some game situations. Martin scores.
He's a player. He really knows how to play. Plays with a lot of confidence, style. I actually spoke years ago to a referees group at a dinner and got booed.
You sure it weren't your old fans?
It was probably using some of your material.
minutes without scoring for USF.
And they're just collapsing in there and helping.
Collins, there they go. 9 minutes and 10 seconds between points. And Collins has half of their 22 on 5 out of 6 from the floor.
He's got to be the guy. I think he has to continue to look for his offense, and that may open up some things for others.
You know, when you're doing a South Florida game, you can make dinner plans. You know, they keep the clock moving.
And Notre Dame does as well.
Yeah.
Dragovich back in for Notre Dame. Cooley. Again, Anderson defended well. You know, Mike Bray said in the regular season meeting back in mid-January they played off Collins because he really wasn't looking for his own shot. But as the season has gone along, he's been a more active shooter, and you have to come out and play him now.
He's their offense, really. I mean, they're unable to get much from anybody else.
Holden lost the handle, got it back. 2.5 minutes to go, first half. 3 wouldn't go out of the corner for Robertson, and great hustle by Alex Dragovich to save it. Martin, bodies fly, Martin charged. Holland stepped in to take the charge. First foul by Staples with 2 more hours of breakdowns of the brackets and matchups from our experts. You'll find out who's in and for whom the bubble has burst. Get Final 4 predictions. Collins to Anderson with Poland, Fitzpatrick, and Robertson. This is Hugh Robertson with the goal. And that'll be the second foul in the half. Charge to Notre Dame.
Nice little set there. Little box set. Something different. Give Notre Dame a different look.
Tom Knight fouled. Hugh Robertson at the line. Senior from Macon, Georgia. With his first rim, which he learned to shoot, was a bike tire rim that they hung from a tree outside his home in Macon, Georgia. It's going to be hard. Those bike tire rims, I think that's about the same size as the basketball rim.
I was going to actually let that go.
A little bigger.
Easier, you get 2.5 basketballs in. You get 2 in the rim here.
See, I knew you'd know that, Bill, because you're an authority on almost every subject.
Bike
Jay is an
tires.
authority on every subject, and you're an authority on almost all of them.
I'm glad you're such a shrinking violet.
I am. I just yield to you over and over again.
Nice job.
Scott Martin
Spacing out.
fouled. Fouled by Torlin Fitzpatrick, and a chance for 3-point play. Second foul on
Two together.
Valparaiso, Indiana. Spent a year at Purdue. Averaged 8.5 points per game as a freshman in 07-08, and transferred to Notre Dame. Got hurt before the season started. Sat out a year, and then he was all ready to play. Blew out his knee, had to sit another year. And Notre Dame is going to request a 6th year of eligibility for him, hoping that he will be back. They think he has a better chance of being granted it than Tim Abromaitis.
We should give it to both of them.
Yeah, just because of academic reasons, huh?
Well, not only academics, but heck, Abromaitis, they suspended him for 4 games for really no reason.
Boy, Collins just fell out of bounds.
I think the defense caused it. You're right. He lost his balance. Tom Knight's done a nice job when he's in there on the defensive end. Strung out that ball screen, and right, I don't think he gets a bump. Just loses.
He just lost his balance.
Yeah.
That looked like our producer, Bo Garrett, coming into the hotel last night.
Well, his family will be proud of him.
Bo, as always, doing a great job leading our crew. We salute these men and women working long day here. 4 games. It started at noon. Chip Dean, our director tonight. Grant, the miss. We're down to a minute to go in the half. Notre Dame by 4. They trailed by 12 very early.
You don't work hard on your transition defense prior to a South Florida game, do you?
It's your patience.
First appearance ever in the quarterfinals of the Big East Championship for the Bulls, and came into the league in 05-06. Of course, the first few years of their history in the league, all 16 teams did not come. It was just the top 12 made it to New York. So there were a couple of years when the Bulls didn't make it. Grant looking up at the shot clock, which is now at 10. Game clock about 8.5 seconds more. Eric Atkins short, and a chance for the last shot for USF.
Maybe a little too quick.
Collins used an Anderson screen. Nice pass underneath, and they get the bucket at the buzzer from Hugh Robertson.
Great find. Shot too early. Couldn't get the defense set. He's very intelligent about spreading, finding the hole, and becoming available. There's a wide open jumper. Nice screen by Connaughton.
Martin underneath to Connaughton. Nice execution on their first possession of the second half. Here's Collins, who had 11 of the 26 first half points. And now Victor Rudd Jr., Ron Anderson Jr. Anderson Jr. will try one. And the rebound to Jaron Grant. Grant, Connaughton, Eric Atkins, Jack Cooley, and Scott Martin open the half for Notre Dame.
Nobody was playing Martin. They didn't get him the ball. Anderson helping out. The big guy.
And as it goes out of bounds, we bring in Beth Mowens.
Well, I had a chance to talk with Mike Bray coming out of the locker room, and he said simple adjustment on Anthony Collins was a big reason for the turnaround after he had hit 3 of his first 4 shots and they were going underneath on the ball screens. He said they were so impressed with Collins' improvement from the time that they saw him in South Bend that they had to start hard hedging on those screens, and that was very effective. He also said, obviously, guys, they're shooting a lot better than they did here a couple of weeks ago. Just 37% at the Garden in a loss to St. John's.
They were particularly dreadful from beyond the three-point arc in that game. That was a game they were down by 14, got to within 1, but couldn't pull it off, ending their 9-game winning streak, which is a record for Notre Dame as a member of the Big East. The bucket by Hugh Robertson.
It's okay if you go over the top, but you got to get some help too. You got to string that out. Collins turns the corner, really hurts the guard.
Another adjustment that Mike Bray made. He went back to the mock after going with the open collared shirt.
Yeah, that Georgetown game may have changed him, huh?
Well, they're really laying a bang underneath. Cooley and Gilchrist there colliding on a couple of occasions without a whistle. Anthony Collins, brother J.D., played in the Big East of West Virginia on some very good teams.
I like the way Martin runs the floor in a resolute fashion.
Atkins, a little short. And a chance to tie or reclaim the lead. If you joined us late, South Florida led 20-8 to start the game. Then they went 9 minutes and 10 seconds without a point. Notre Dame went on an 18-0 run. Largest Notre Dame lead was 6.
Look at team fouls. They play good defense.
Well, they're really just playing containment.
Victor Rudd Jr. popped out. Pulled down by Scott Martin.
Really, there's nobody even going to the offensive glass. Everybody getting back. 1 offensive rebound in the entire game.
Yeah, in sharp contrast to the first game when Louisville had 26 offensive rebounds against Marquette. Their season high and the most ever given up by a Marquette team under Buzz Williams.
That was 2 hands on the ball handler there.
Shot clock did not reset because there is no rim. And therefore Grant had to charge. He didn't get the rim either.
I think he should have used that left hand though. Got all the way to the rim. Excellent. Pursuit at the 10.
Jaron Grant said earlier in the year this is a special team. They're doing some special things. They're also competitive with last year's team. Last year's team won 8 games in a row in the Big East. And this group was very excited when they surpassed that mark. And they'd like to surpass their mark of last year, reaching the semifinals by being the first Notre Dame team to make it to the Big East championship game.
In trouble right here.
Robertson had to shoot from the top of the key.
Every time the ball changes hands, you got 30 seconds to get to the kitchen and get something to eat before somebody comes in back and shoots it.
This is Sean's kind of game. He can really take over.
Cooley, wow, again, bang, bang with Gilchrist. They're letting that happen at both ends. So
Got to finish that one though, Sean.
yeah, on they go. Collins, we're told by our producer Steve Fennig that the reason Collins has that interesting delivery with his shot, he cut it off to Gilchrist, who hits to give the Bulls the lead. Apparently he was doing karate as a kid and he broke his arm. And it affected the way he shoots the ball.
Is that why you don't reach in to pick up or help out?
Well, it's also why I referenced Steve Fennig in case it isn't true. That's his story, and he can stick with it.
Let's bury him. Side to side. Take the time.
No can do on the 3 ball from Eric Atkins. Just a sophomore, but they made him a co-captain. How much respect his teammates have for him. When Abramitis went down, wasn't going to play the rest of the year. They filled his captaincy with Eric Atkins.
It is tough to get some rhythm in a game like this, especially when there's no such thing as an easy basket in this game.
We may not get a media timeout.
Gilchrist. A rebound by Martin. Yeah, this is just long stretches of continuous action. Neither team has fouled in over 5.5 minutes of this half.
An offensive rebound.
And a foul. Cooley got the offensive rebound to Jay's delight. And Gilchrist finally got called for a foul. He has certainly made contact with Cooley prior to that. Scoreless for more than 5 minutes. They're 0 for the last 8. Jack Cooley is at the line with the Irish trailing by 1, 31-30.
Bill, when do you think Mike Bray hits the recruiting trail to find the next Luke Herringody lookalike?
I don't know. It's amazing.
Isn't it amazing how much he looks like Herringody?
It is incredible. And a little different game, though, wouldn't you say?
No. Yeah, I mean, he does have a different game, but
yeah. That is amazing.
It's just remarkable. It's hard to watch him play without conjuring up an image of Herringody.
I thought they were twins, to be honest with you. Then I bought a program.
It's been a while since you reached in your pocket and pulled out anything other than lint.
Anthony